Hi guys, and welcome to episode 2, season 2 of my Road to Glory. We are getting straight into a game with the same 3 stars as we have played the first 2 games. We'll make a sign-in after that, and we get drawn up against this guy who has a Mertesacker at left back, which is suicide. He's the slowest man in the world. Lorente, who's a monster, but not a great monster. He's a big friendly giant. A bit of a Spanish crouch. And we get off the mark with a tap-in from Bibliotelli. You see loads of little rolling along the floor goals against bronze goalies. I think this game actually turns out to be the game where he was just really cross. As well as having Mertesacker at left back, he seemed to want to foul me all the time. And I'm letting this clip run to show, although it's a bit of a mess, of editing, but I'm showing you this clip because the guy basically manages to pick up 2 yellow cards with the same guy in about a minute of gameplay or something. If you watch this, the guy that just got us booked came in and did that straight away again, and that's how he got his first red card of the game, and it is not his last red card. In the meantime, straight after that, Balotelli flicks one up for himself and finds the top corner with a rocket. As you can see, the little skill here is the holding the trick button, the left trigger, and then the trick stick forwards 3 times. And they sort of scoop it up for themselves to give themselves a half volley shot, which is handy to know if you want to try that one out. It does allow you to hit some absolute peaches without a run up. So we go in against 10 men at half time, 2-0. And here is another one. Just my normal bronze player just making his way into the box, and Mertesacker just goes right through the back of him. Maybe a frustration at the pace, but suicide anyway. Absolute suicide. So now he's got 9 men, and we've got a penalty, which Arshavin takes care of for me. Keeper sort of guessed it right a little bit, but if you press up on your aim for the penalties, their goalie has to actually press up as well to get it. So there's another one. I was trying to scoop it over him. I wasn't trying to waste time or showboating with that. He then passes it to Balotelli, who went for the scoop lob, the left trigger and square, or whatever it is on Xbox. X, yeah, the left trigger and X to do the scoop fancy lob. But he didn't do it. He just ended up sort of long passing it into the net. But it's fair enough. It looked okay. He then passed it out to me again. Arshavin, as you can see, did a little trick which made the keeper bring him down. And that was on the 90th. So 2 penalties, a couple of red cards. The guy was not in the mood to play, so I don't know why he did. And that was actually the end of this as well. So 5-0, which is all you need for the coins. I did try and score some skill goals against him, but it wasn't too bad in general play, just he kept going a bit mental when he couldn't get the ball back. Which is fair enough, I guess. And we make another signing. We have picked up Adebayor, Tottenham striker, owned by Man City but playing for Tottenham at the moment. He'll be on his way to the African Cup of Nations now. He cost me 1,500 coins. He's sort of a poor man's Adebayor in a way. His overall stat is higher, but is not as good as Balotelli in this game. His overall will be higher because his general stats will just be the odd 1 or 2 better. But the really important stats, Balotelli's higher, and that's why he is better in my opinion, Balotelli, even though he's an 81. But Adebayor will eventually, when the squad's complete, become Balotelli's standing, so they're gonna occupy the same position eventually. We're gonna do the old big man little man thing up front, the classic PPL thing. Another interesting thing, probably the main thing about Adebayor, is he's a 4-star skills striker, just like Balotelli. So they really do play similar. Adebayor's a little bit better in the air. So we rest Balotelli, get Adebayor in, and we come up against this guy who's got a Wan from Roma, centre back, and I think it's Barrios from Dortmund, I think. Correct me, guys, in the comments. We score a goal straight away with Adebayor, 4 minutes in. 4 minutes into his debut. A little roulette and then a finesse into the corner. It turned out to be a bit unnecessary, that roulette, as the guy backed off, but you never know, what can you do? Arshavin then gets through, and I was going for an absolute blast. And as you can see, I knocked it in front of me. I went for the big boom, but I didn't get enough on it, so it ended up flying into the bottom corner instead. There's a little touch that I did with the right stick. That's what I recommend if you're trying to do a really powerful shot or a long shot. So we go in at half time 2-0 up. The guy was awful, and I was really trying to score some special goals. But in my complacency, I let him get this goal, which really angered me, and I'll show you my response to this in a second. It's one of them when you're up and I thought it was offside actually, and I've watched it back and I still think it's offside, but who cares? Yeah, so this was straight from kick-off. I was not happy. I did the little heel to heel flick to go past 2 defenders and knock it straight in. I thought it was sort of a bit of arrogance, just to sort of show that I knew I was a lot better than him and I could score whenever I wanted, but I really was trying to score some great goals. A bit of an unnecessary rainbow flick, and then cutting inside and scoring with finesse. Adebayor had a great start. Really good. 1,500 coins. I can think of so many players I wouldn't use that are so much more expensive than him. Absolute bargain. Great player. So we win that 4-1. And we pick up plenty of coins there. There's the stats. It starts flatter him maybe a little bit because I was just trying to get such fancy goals. But that's it for this episode. Cheers, guys.